Some people called it ahead of time that this game had 0-0 written all over it, but I'm going to call it something else. I'm going to call it the worst Old Firm derby that I have ever seen in my life. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. It's finished at Ibrox, a Rangers 0, Celtic 0, and you know what? 0-0 actually flatters both teams. They were shite. Both teams deserved to lose, and I think if it was possible for both teams to pick up 0 points, that's what I would be giving them today. They scored 0 goals. Most of the players will get close to a 0 in the player ratings. Just an abysmal game of football. Martin, not a clue what he's doing. Brendan Rodgers, probably the worst period he's ever had as a Celtic manager. It is diabolical. These are the two big teams in Scotland. These are supposedly the best Scotland has got, and no wonder Scottish football's in the mud right now. That people from outside watching this game, and this is supposed to be a good advert for Scottish football. Absolutely not. Then you factor in what happened midweek. It's diabolical. I think they could have played for 500 minutes, to be honest, and not scored a goal. Where was the chances? Rangers never had a shot on target. I think Celtic managed to get a couple, but I mean, one of them I don't even know if you would consider a shot. It looked like a cross. I think Butland had 2 saves to make. Schmeichel, I mean, he normally plays with his slippers on. He could have played without his gloves on today. He had absolutely nothing to do. Suter had the ball in the back of the net, but could not time his run, and that was like the only real threat in the game. That free kick that Suter scored. Yeah. And you know what? I'd love to sit here and say it's because both defences were playing like Maldini or whatnot, but it really wasn't. It was just absolute shite. But having said that, if I had to say who were the best players today, I'm probably looking at the players at the back. I'm probably looking at like a Liam Scales. I'm probably looking at like a John Suter.
Yeah, Liam Scales getting absolute pelters, by the way. I honestly...
First half, he's way better than Vickers, by the way. He was the one he was the one stopping all the Rangers' attacks. Any crosses into the box, he was the one getting to them. He was getting the blocks in. So, yeah, no, Liam Scales actually had a pretty good game. And if you look at the goal that Suter scored, it's Carter Vickers that's marking him, not Liam Scales. So.
Awful for Casper Schmeichel, by the way.
Yeah, he came out, got nowhere near it. But
see this game, though, it started alright. Like, there was a bit of atmosphere, 50-50 tackles. You know, the crowd was up for it, both sets. And then it just died a death, man. What is there to say? And like people trying to spin a narrative that maybe Russell Martin he'll be the happy. How can Russell Martin be the happy of the two? Honestly, he can't be. We're 6 points back. If he's the happy of the two, then he should be sacked for that alone.
Well, here's some of the stats. So Rangers had 41% possession. Celtic had 59. Rangers had 4 shots. Celtic had 5. Only 9 shots in total, and honestly, I mean, half of those that were registered shots, I mean, count. Celtic had 2 shots on target. Rangers had none.
Yeah.
93 minutes at home against a shite Celtic team, and Rangers did not register a single shot. What would Rangers have done if this was a good Celtic team? Can someone tell me here?
Well, yeah. Well, that is the problem here. Like, see if anybody wants to give Rangers like even a little bit of credit, the fucking reality is you will not see Celtic play worse than this in Old Firm. Now against Karat they were probably just as bad, but that's Karat. This is an Old Firm derby. Rangers for me in the first half did the bare minimum. They showed a bit of grit, but they did absolutely hee-haw, absolutely nothing, and it's actually I'm actually disgusted, man, because
currently watching the F1, by the way, guys, which is a bit exciting as this match we're talking about. Not exciting at all, but I want to know how Liam Lawson and Carlos Sainz have literally lost like 15 seconds on everyone else.
They hit each other. I was watching it there while you were talking.
Well, that's my bet down the drain. Right, guys, send us a super chat. Sick of losing fucking money. I need $4.99. Reimburse my bet. It was actually £3, but you know, once YouTube takes their tax. Anyway, so 5 shots for Celtic, 4 for Rangers. 2 shots on target for Celtic, 0 shots on target for Rangers. That is abysmal. Against this shite Celtic team, not a single shot on target. In terms of goalkeeper saves, just the reverse of the shots on target, really. Celtic, Schmeichel had no saves to make, and Butland had 2 saves to make, and both shots were right at him. I mean, as comfortable as you could get.
Like a Tierney overhead kick.
I mean, it's not even like, look, Butland had to make a couple of good saves to keep Rangers in it. No, anyone could have made. Onana could have made those fucking saves. Let's not kid ourselves here. 17 fouls committed each. In terms of corners, though, Rangers had 8 corners to Celtic's 1. So, if you want to give them credit for the corners, go ahead. But corners don't mean shit unless you do something with them.
Well, no, that is true, and you know what, man? Like set pieces, Rangers looked well. But see, not the thing is, right? Chris Sutton was spinning this narrative alongside Neil McCann and Ian Crocker. Oh, set pieces of what Rangers looked dangerous from. See, apart from the one they scored, what did they really do? Like free kicks, corners, everything. There's your wee Liam Lawson, Carlos Sainz incident that hoovered money at your bank account. But it's just like I don't understand it, man. It genuinely felt like every ball that got whipped into the box, whether it's from a corner or a free kick, was hitting the first man, or even a cross. And how many times did we see Celtic's new signing not take on his man? We've seen it with Rangers as well. I thought Mikey Moore was piss poor.
I mean, I'm looking total. According to the stats, total big chances created from each team 0. Touches in the opposition box 11 each. They made a big deal in the first half. Celtic only had 3 touches in Rangers' box, but by the end of the game, they both had 11 each. Expected goals, Rangers 0.15, Celtic 0.17. Just a diabolical game of football that I'm glad's over. I am fucking glad that's over.
Yeah, like there's actually...
You know what, I see if life was fair and you could be penalised for being shite, I see, instead of giving both teams a point, I would take away a point for both teams. That is one of the worst games of football I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like we're sitting here, right, and there's nothing to talk about. I mean, I want the Rangers to win, but it's like you look at this, and it's like this is like just brutal. There's nothing to, like there's nothing to talk about the game. Like, you see, if Rangers won, I could talk about this for about an hour. But it was 0-0. You know, there's nothing to say. I can't rub it in. You know, if one team's worse off here, it's Rangers.
And Neil McCann to come out and say that Rangers will be happier with the draw. How? Rangers are 3 games into the season without a league win. Rangers, Russell Martin's under pressure. I mean, he's literally, I think, 1 bad result away for getting sacked, 1 more defeat away for losing his job. He's already 6 points behind Celtic, and they're at home. If one team needed to win this game, it was Rangers. How can he say that Rangers will be the happier of the 2 with the point? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I get it, you can spin it. Oh, but if they lost, they'd be 9 behind. They're still 6 behind. What difference does it make?
Yeah, I mean, what are we? What are we supposed to say positive about Rangers? They half turned up in the first half. Well, should we turn up anyway? We've not even listened to any post-match interviews for Rodgers or Russell Martin.
What can they say?
Yeah, like, you see if Russell Martin tries to spit. Not the thing is, right? See if Rangers had won see if we'd won the first 3 games, right? And we drew this in this fashion, I'd be like, you know what? Disgusting performance. Really should be winning at home. But at least we're joined at the top of the table. We're 6 points behind. There's no positives to take for this. He needs to go. I'll stand by that. He's absolute pish. Get rid of him.
Yeah, we might have a couple of anything you want to talk about here until I get these quotes up.
The game was awful. I've genuinely nothing to say. It was probably the worst watch I've ever seen. And obviously, because my own team's involved, it probably feels a bit worse. We both watched that second leg.
The thing is, you can get 0-0 draws that have good games.
Oh, absolutely.
And both keepers have pulled off some really good saves, and there's been chances galore. And but this wasn't it. This was not it. This was fucking abysmal.
Yeah, honestly, folks. I mean, you will not get a worse game of football between the Old Firm than this.
I don't know how Norris is 4 seconds behind Piastri, but there you go. Have we got some quotes here? I do know it's the worst start the Rangers have had in 42 years.
I mean, that takes you back to, 1983?
We made a video saying who will be Celtic... Well, we didn't make a video. We put a post up, and we'll make that video later on, I guess, about who will be Celtic's biggest challengers for the season. I think Hearts won the vote. I think they won the poll. I mean, based on this, is there truth to that? I mean, you talk about how important this game was for Rangers. Had they lost this game, they would be 9 points behind Celtic. Well, the next league game's against Hearts, and if they lose that, they'll be 9 points behind Hearts. So It doesn't get any easier for Rangers.
It reeks of last season, where if Rangers lost against Aberdeen, they'd be 9 points behind.
Only thing is, I don't see Hearts
Capitulating.
That's the one I want. I'm capitulating like my bet here, but I just really poor, man. Horrible game of football. I believe. Let's see what we got. What was your thoughts on Miovski?
I thought he was good. I thought Rangers got a lot worse when he came off. But he got no service.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess we could talk about the penalty incident. Wasn't a penalty for me, but here, if you're going to give penalties for certain things, then I think you need to be consistent. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Not much difference between that and what we've seen with Gassama, but yeah, whatever. Right, Brendan Rodgers, he's came out, he spoke after the game. He has said, quote, "I don't think it was a good game at all. Positive for us, we've defended well in the main at the start of the season, been very resolute. We didn't have any shots on goal against us, but our offensive game is nowhere near the level I'd like it to be at. It was a game that lacked quality. We've lost players that connected the game for us. When you go through a spell of games you're not scoring, it can affect other guys and they don't quite make the forward pass and they make the safe pass. That creativity has come out of the team and we need to find those connections again. I'm very confident we will improve. We have to. That's not the Celtic way of playing. Competition is our best coach at times. We need to find that. Sometimes you need that stimulus of competition." End of quote. So, I don't know, at the end there is Brendan Rodgers almost trying to put Celtic's bad form down to a lack of competition. I mean, I don't agree with that at all. Right now, they are joint top of the Scottish Premiership. You know, they're not running away with it, so they've got competition in that regards. They were held to 2 0-0 draws against Karat in the Champions League playoffs, so they certainly had competition in the Champions League playoff. Or is he referring to the squad depth?
Yes, I think he's referring to the players. But
well,
me,
I was about to just say that, but you've
right,
stolen my thunder.
I know, but I think that's an excuse
to get players in board. Start backing me or I'm away.
Well, no, but also...
or things ain't going to get better.
I feel like that's been the excuse for Rangers over the years. Oh, there's a lot of complacent players in there when you're finishing second. See, when you're Celtic, right, and you're winning title, cup after title, cup, right, etc., etc., there should be no excuses then. And I think Rodgers himself just needs to actually front a bit of responsibility and a bit of accountability.
Yeah, when's this guy going to accept that here? That's 3 games. That's 3 big games in a row now where we've failed to score a single goal and we've been shit.
Like, why is he not turning around and saying something along the lines of, here, I could sit here and moan about competitiveness within the squad or the lack of signings, but the reality is this is a team that's won 4 titles in a row. It's a team that wins trebles and doubles. I should be getting a better tune at them, because no, I'd never do that, because that would be him holding his hands up. You know what I mean, I call out Martin for not holding his hands up.
Now, Russell Martin has come out and he has said the following, quote, "Cyril Dessers has probably played his last game for the club." End of quote. 30-year-old who came on in the second half has been linked with clubs in Greece, Panathinaikos and AEK Athens. And according to Russell Martin, well, not according to him, but he has come out and said this, that Dessers has probably played his last game for the club. I think once you say that, the player's pretty much out the door.
No, right, that's fucking horrific, man. You wanna know why that's horrific? Why is he coming on ahead of Danilo then?
Aye.
If Dessers is literally away tomorrow, because that's when the window closes, why is he coming on the track watching the F1? If Dessers is the kind of guy that would run on the F1 track, why is he coming on instead of Danilo? And I'll accept Dessers is better than Danilo, but if Danilo's going to be here, why not bring him in? But that's Russell Martin. The guy's a fud. The guy's been spewing this stuff about harmony and that the team, it'll be a lot better when we have players that are going to be here for the future. Well, Danilo's here for the future. You're looking to get rid of him.
Yep.
Why is he not coming on? Look at Barami. Look at Tav. Look at guys like that. Raskin. These are guys that he's told can leave, but over the past couple of weeks he's still relied on them. All right, the day he made Raskin watch from the couch, but what's he actually said about the game though?
Nothing about the game that I can see as of yet.
Has he been sacked?
He's not been sacked, no, but just came out and says that Dessers has probably played his last game for the club. Transfer deadline day is tomorrow I would imagine that both sets of teams will want to get multiple signings in the door, especially if you've got players leaving. I mean, it's just a disaster, really, isn't it?
No, it is a disaster.
I tell you what, right?
In fact, this guy's manager for another couple of weeks turns me.
I think that getting in Miovski
It's great.
is a really great signing, but if you're getting rid of Igamani and you're getting rid of Dessers and it leaves Danilo as your number 2, I've got to wonder, are Rangers not weaker now than they were? And you could argue Miovski's. Yeah. I think you could certainly argue that Miovski's better than Igamani and Dessers. I would probably agree with that, but I don't know. I think I would rather the combo of Dessers and Igamani as your 1 and 2 than Miovski as your number 1 with Danilo as your number 2, because I really don't rate Danilo at all. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think if Dessers goes, Rangers need to bring in another striker.
Yeah, I rate Miovski, right? Obviously, he's proven it more in this league than Igamani, but I do. If Igamani, right, was played as the Rangers number 9, he would be the best out of all 3. Fact is, he's been played out of position, and his head's been turned, whether that's been by Martin or by anything else. But Miovski's not as good as having Dessers and Igamani. At the end of the day, he's one guy. You would have to be multiple steps above 2 guys to be better than both of them.
Yeah, I just think you'd be a lot more excited if you were going into the season with Miovski as the number 1 with Dessers as the number 2. But when you're going with Miovski as your number 1 with no Igamani behind him, no Dessers behind him, and only Danilo, who you don't really want to be playing any football because he is garbage, then yeah, to me that means the team is severely weakened.
No, it is severely weakened, and I don't even know how long this review's been going, but the fact it's been going, 17 minutes talking about this game, I think you just have a wee pat in the back for that. But yeah, we can't find Martin's comments. He's went AWOL. I hope he's went AWOL.
Just like his Rangers team. Oh well, we have something here, so something to build on. That's the quote that we can take away from the interview. Martin said the following. He said, quote, "I'm disappointed we didn't win because I felt we were good for large parts. I'm really proud of the players' level of fight, desire and aggression, and all things we questioned inside and outside of the building. That was a big focus today, to really fight and show some togetherness and spirit and aggression. There was so much of that. We couldn't find the composure at times. It's important to keep a clean sheet. It's an important point. We're 6 points off top, which is frustrating for us, but it gives us something to hunt. I was really proud with the response, especially the guys who haven't played recently. Maybe we've placed too much importance on certain things and have taken for granted that level of intensity and desire every week. We need to show that level of togetherness at all times. We've got something to build on." End of quote. Really, something to build on. Really proud of the players' level of fight, desire and aggression. Togetherness. This just seems all like fucking words in my opinion, man. It's... I'm not saying... I mean, I think Martin's coming out talking here as if, oh, we were great, we were phenomenal, what a result.
Martin's speaking like we won.
It's a fucking
And
nil-nil draw.
that would be something to build on, considering how fucking shite the start of the season has been. But yeah, it's a nil-nil draw, right? You're at home against Celtic, who couldn't have played worse. You something to build on? Of course it is. You all know why it's something to build on, because there's nothing to fucking build on. You have to start somewhere. No shots on target in a game that was a must win. I mean that is the state of things, man. It's ridiculous. Building. See that building pish and him just oh man, I can't stand the guy. Vegan man. He's a vegan. Can't trust him. I mean, this guy could be eating a steak. This guy could be eating something good. Said he's eating shite and he's making us eat it.
I think he'll be eating beans, like, to be honest, because he'll be out of a job soon.
I like beans though. Beans are alright. I have no beef with beans.
Alright, he's actually come out and said a little bit more then about the Dessers situation.
No.
He says, quote, "We've agreed something with another club. We'll see how that goes in the next 24 hours. And then we hope to definitely have a couple in, and we'll see what happens after that, depending on who goes where." End of quote. And then when asked about Everton forward Youssef Chermiti, he replied, quote, "He's a player we like, a player Kevin Felwell and Dan Purdy know, I'm sure you'll find out very soon. End of quote. So, looks like Dessers is away, and his replacement will be Everton forward Youssef Chermiti, who I believe is...
Not scored a goal.
Yeah.
And he's a striker. It's going to cost him 8 million. You haven't really spoke on this. My opinion is, in this league, you can't be spending 8 million on a guy that's pish. And that's what they're going to go. I mean, this to me is Adam Ida 2.0, apart from the fact that Adam Ida was actually good when Celtic brought him in and won them stuff. This guy's won nothing. Nah, this is pish.
Seems like a disaster.
Yo, could have brought in Tierney. Could have brought in Tierney and Seema for that price. Could have brought in De Torsman for 4. Fucking disaster. Is that where we're going to leave it?
Nothing else to say, really. Ewan Cameron has come out and said a derby of dross. Scottish football has nothing to fear from the big two. I agree. I mean, all these people have come out and said that Tony Bloom's talking shite. It's impossible. There's no way Hearts could split the top two. I mean, really, based on what we've seen so far, why not?
Nothing exciting. Honestly, man, both teams are... The only difference is Celtic are a lot better at the back. I'd say that is the difference. Going forward, both lacking a bit. I just hope if Russell Martin goes, we would drastically get better. Anyway, folks, 0-0. Yeah, just a brutal draw. It's not even like it's 0-0 and there's talking points. Like me and you can be like, this happened, that happened. We can't even. What's the talk about the next couple of weeks? Nothing. Anyway.
Well, I mean, we'll be able to talk about how bad Steve Clark does against Denmark. I guess that's the talking point. But
no, it's like you think you escape shite football.
No. Unlucky. No.
And then HMS shite football.
I tell you what, rough weekend. I'm happy Hearts won, but I'm disappointed that we're not top of the table. I thought Rangers, Russell Martin would do us a favour today. So what we're going to have to do, we're just going to have to do it ourselves next 2 weeks' time. Hearts take on Rangers at Ibrox. Win that. Hopefully outscore Celtic. Go top of the table. Simple as. Seems easy enough. Why can't we do it?
Is Rangers Hearts next?
Yep.
I think Hearts will win.
Well, let's have a look at the September fixtures. We've got Saturday 13th, Aberdeen Livy, Dundee Motherwell, Falkirk St Mirren, Rangers Hearts, Hibernian Dundee United, and then Kelly versus Celtic on the Sunday. So Hearts have a chance to go back top of the table on that Saturday the 13th of September. Even a draw against Rangers would be enough to put them top until Kilmarnock hosts Celtic the following day. And I mean, Hearts have to believe that they can get a draw, surely, because Rangers have played 4 games and haven't won one yet. So I mean, Hearts should go into that game thinking they can get a draw bare minimum.
Aye, I was going to say bare minimum, absolutely.
Only thing is, I mean, the transfer window by then, and
why has the Celtic game been moved to a Sunday?
Not too sure, but
I've seen someone say, this has been moved because the Europa League, but the Europa League doesn't begin the 25th.
I mean, you could argue Martin will have 2 weeks to 2 weeks more with his players, but at the same time, it's like that'll be an international break.
But Martin is Martin is
2 weeks could make them worse with Martin.
Yeah, no, but see with Martin, right? I don't believe it doesn't matter who we bring in.
Yeah,
he will ruin them. And then
the following Saturday, 2 weeks after that, I believe we've got the Fireplay League Cup in between. So only 2 league games happening in September, which is not a lot. And on the Saturday 27th of September, it's going to be Celtic Hibs, Dundee United Kilmarnock, Hearts Falkirk, Livingston Rangers, Motherwell Aberdeen, St Mirren Dundee. So yeah, Celtic Hibs at Celtic Park. That'll be a really tough game. Can Hearts be top of the table by the end of September? If they beat Rangers, why not? Because you'd expect them to beat Falkirk at Tynecastle.
Well, that is it.
Celtic have 2 difficult... I mean, Celtic going to Rugby Park, and I know it's not Derek McInnes' Rugby Park, but Kilmarnock have always been solid at home, whether it be under McInnes or Steve Clark. And then they have to take on Hibernian, who are no mugs, tough team. Celtic Park. Been interesting. September's going to be an interesting month. Only 2 league games. And I guess, that just goes to show you as well, like, the table's not going to look good for Rangers for a while. Even if Russell Martin begins to click, you've only got 2 league games in the whole of September.
Aye. I look at them, man. But
You know,
away
so
to Livy, home to Hearts.
it's going to take a while for.
Well, even if Rangers were firing on cylinders, man, away to Livy and home to Hearts isn't a guarantee.
No, it's no.
I know over the years Hearts has kind of been a guarantee, but the Livy would be a bit.
Saturday, 25th October, Hearts versus Celtic. That's the game right there. Can Hearts still be within touching distance? It's at Tynecastle. Tell you what, if Hearts can go into that game within 3 points to Celtic at the minimum and win that, then, you know, title fight on. But for right now, guys, this video's over because the game was shite and I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, worst game of football this season, hands down, aye.
Aye.
Because at least Karat, I had a bit of joy at the end of it. This side.
I mean, on
Misery.
the negative side, the Karat game fucking humped the coefficient. This game just humped nothing, but Scottish football's dead. It is what it is.
It is, but we've got a Dundee derby on, folks, so don't worry about it.